All right, let's do it. Deep spit. Deep spit. Let me tell you something, people. You're too attached. You're too attached to a lot of bullshit in your life. And because you're so attached to a lot of like just nonsense and bullshit in your life, it keeps steering you in directions that you don't need to be in. And so the game of life, you have to understand the man. All you need is your balls and your brain. Got your balls in your brain, get anything done that you want to do. Everything else that's in your life is temporary. Your health is temporary. Your fucking tools you have is temporary. Your car, your home, your girlfriend, your kids, your parents, your job, all of it is temporary. It can all be taken away like that at a moment's notice, and you just have to deal with it. So if you want to be able to make it through this life with not being slowed down, be able to make the most efficient moves you could possibly make, you got to travel light. You got to travel light. And there's a famous saying in the movie Heat: "Don't be too attached to anything you can't pick up and walk away with in less than 15 seconds." And the great samurai and warrior and philosopher, and gardener, which people don't really know about, Musashi, he wrote the Book of Five Rings. He was a legendary samurai that had like 50 duels, never lost, and he retired in the mountains and wrote a couple books. One of the things he always talked about when it comes to being like a roaming samurai was detachment. You can't even detach. You can't be too attached to your own life, because your life is going to be taken away at a moment's notice, and you'll be gone. And really, the best case you can hope for in life is to know that you got a little bit of time and you're going to die soon. So then you know how to prepare for it. But most people don't ever get that experience. Most people, their life is simply just taken away, gone, and that's it. So you got to take it, even knowing knowledge that your life will be gone at some point, and understanding that phenomenon, it kind of allows you to live a little bit more freely. And to be able to live freely, you can't be attached to material things. This phone, my microphone, YouTube, any of this stuff, I don't take too seriously. It can all be burned down in the fire tomorrow. I have a crazy ex-girlfriend come down, burn all my shit, and what the fuck am I going to do? Cry about it? No, it's like, all right, well, it's gone. Let's rebuild, start something else. And this brings me to a story. This is why not life, but this is why work is so important for man. Work is so important when it comes to being a man because the work never leaves you. Now, what you did might be destroyed, might go away, but that experience, you use your hands, that expends your energy, your spirit, your mind, the just the gain of time and wisdom that you got from doing this particular item, that never leaves. And so, when I was a camp counselor, I kept a notebook. I kept several, just like this. This is just one of my notebooks from training. But I kept a notebook, and I would write down the funny things that kids would say in my thoughts because there was no phone reception up there. So to keep myself preoccupied, because I'm a crazy person like that, I would keep a notebook on me, and I would just write down stuff when I was thinking. I would take notes. I would draw scenery. And basically, like, the notebook became like a huge hit to my camp because everybody wanted to know, what's he writing about? Is he talking about me? What does he put in there? And sometimes I would let the kids, I would read off, like at nighttime, we get ready to go to bed, I would read off what I learned or what I read about or what I said in the notebook, like kind of like for story time. So anyway, we take a trip to New York, not New York. We went to a couple of different places. We went to New York, we went to Philadelphia, and I believe New Jersey was one of the other places we went to go visit. And while we were in Philadelphia, I had one of these notebooks on me, and I was taking notes, drawing things. And I started drinking a little bit because it was like our day off, so I got a little bit drunk. And I'm just walking around Philly by myself. And I went to go lay down on a park bench, like in the big ass like metro area where all the nice buildings and stuff. I forget what it's called, maybe Capitol Square. So I don't know what the fuck it's called. And so I got up and I left. I went walking, met up with the rest of the camp counselors because they're all like 18, 19. I'm the oldest nigga there. I'm a 30-year-old nigga. All these other niggas are fucking young ass kids. So I'm like, I don't want to hang out with you guys. Let me go to bars. Let me go interact with other fucking adults because I'm tired of hanging out with you. I'm tired of hanging out with you 18-year-old college kids that don't know shit, that think you know something because you're getting a degree. Like, nigga, I got a degree 10 years ago. What the fuck I need a degree for? So anyway, I noticed as we were getting ready to leave, it's about 5, 6 o'clock. I noticed I was feeling around. I was like, fuck. My notebook. Fuck. And that notebook was already like almost pretty much completed. So like I had like maybe like 2 or 3 weeks worth of fucking notes. in that notebook that I was going to use for a book. Because eventually I'm going to take the experiences I learned during that camp counselor thing. I was going to turn it into a novel or like an anime or a manga because it was pretty funny. It was a lot of interesting stories that I got from there. So I was going to add some sci-fi to it, take all the kids, remake them to different characters based off their personalities, make some evil villains, which were the bitch ass camp counselors. And I was going to essentially make a story when I get older because I'll be bored and rich. So I need to do something, which is make art. And I always love nonfiction. But anyway, that's besides the point. So I was devastated. I was fucking devastated because all that funny stuff I put in there, all those notes, all that writing, all that fucking work I did, all that goddamn work I did was lost somewhere in Philadelphia, and somebody probably just threw that shit away. Or it just lost somewhere in the grand world. Hopefully one day it might return its way back to me, but I doubt it. And so as I was getting down, we're right back in the car. I'm a little bit down. And they're like, "What's up, man? Why are you so down?" I'm like, "Man, I lost a notebook." They're like, "What? You lost a notebook?" I'm like, "Yeah, I lost a notebook." "Fuck. We like that notebook." Because I would sometimes let the camp counselors I fuck with, I would let them read. Because I used to write jokes in there about other camp counselors. And then they would tell other jokes to the people, and then it would cause a little bit of drama. And I would be the bad guy. But I like being the bad guy. Being the bad guy is the shit. And so anyway, the first thing I did when I got in the car was I got on my phone, went to my notes on my phone, and I typed out, "The work may be lost in time," or what is some shit. I gotta go back and look at my phone. But basically, like, the work may perish through fire, through storms, through earthquakes, natural disasters, through war, but the intrinsical work is never forgotten. So that experience I got from writing, those experiences I got from practicing and taking notes, making jokes and all that shit, that's still in here somewhere deep in the recesses of my brain. Now I won't be able to recount it exactly as I did within that moment of time that I wrote it, but the practice in that mindset and the change in me physiology, my physiology is still there. And so I smiled and I just started writing again. And that's the thing you have to learn about detaching yourself from things that you value. One of the reasons that people become hoarders is because they have sentimental value to all these different things throughout their life, and they become too attached to it because they owned it for a period of time, which is a natural human phenomenon. We have family heirlooms, things that get passed down, and so forth and so forth. But not everything in your life deserves to fucking travel with you. Like, that's one of the funny things I see when just seeing people on vacation when they bring like 4 or 5 suitcases of just bullshit. Why you got that many things? When I go travel, I bring a backpack. At maximum, I have one carry-on. I have my backpack and maybe like a small suitcase, so I can just move to the airport. I'm not trying to carry all this luggage. I don't want to check shit out. That is too much of an inconvenience for me. Backpack and maybe a carry-on bag. That's all I'm rocking with. I'll buy some more shit when I get out there. I'll buy underwear, socks, all the other shit. I'll do that when I get out there. All I need is 2 pairs of underwear, 2 pairs of t-shirts, some gym shorts, and a pair of jeans, and a jacket, and my laptop, and that's it. That's all I'm rocking with. I'll buy other shit when I'm out. And I'll return it back to the fucking store before I leave. Because I'm a fucking cheap fuck. I'm not bringing that shit back with me because that defeats the purpose. Now I gotta have more carry-on shit to go back where I'm coming from. Fuck that. Detachment. Don't become too attached to anything. Another situation I had when I was getting ready to move, like, because my car broke down and I was thinking about moving from Austin, going back to fucking Cali, living in my mom's house. I was thinking of all the shit I brought. I was like, fuck, man, how much is it gonna cost me to fucking get all this shit back? Like, I'm just sitting there like, fuck, man, I gotta sell this shit. So I started going to OfferUp, and I had to make some hard choices. I had to really sit there and contemplate, what can I really bring back with me to Cali? Shit, my laptop, maybe some clothes. I can't bring all these maces and gloves and shit, so I gotta sell this. And when I started to really, when that reality hit me, I really had to get rid of some shit. All I decided to bring was maybe one mace and one club. Everything else is gonna go. Everything else is gonna be sold. The bows, everything. I'll rebuy it another time later. But thank God for the heavens, I was able to figure out a situation, get myself back on my feet, and now we're striving and thriving like we are now, as you can see from the great YouTube climb that we're doing. So anyway, I just want to tell you guys, don't be too attached. When you learn how to detach yourself from your girlfriend, from your house, from your kids, you have to be a man. And the first thing about manhood is freedom. And you have to have freedom from everything. Only thing you can really rely on in this world that's going to come with you everywhere you go is maybe your sword, your pistol, your balls, and your fucking mind. Outside of that, everything else can leave you. Everything else can be taken away. And shit, man, when it gets taken away, what are you gonna do? Sit there and cry and beg for it to get it back? No, you fucking walk away like a fucking G, and you say, "Fuck you, I don't need that shit. I'll go rebuild and make it better." And that's how man has always done. Detach. Don't become too attached, because when you become too attached, people can use that against you. It becomes a weakness. And the last thing, the last anomaly or analogy would be chess. See, one of the things I notice when early chess players is they become way too attached to the queen. They'll put themselves in horrible positions to save their queen, and I'll be like, "Yep, keep doing that. Keep moving that queen. I'll just keep threatening the queen, and the queen will keep going, blah blah blah." And they'll lose great positions because they're terrified of losing the queen. Don't ever be terrified of losing a piece if you can win the game. Never. Sacrifice anything necessary if it means you can win the game. And that's some savage shit, but you have to understand that's the necessity if you want to be a fucking top apex Sabian in this fucking life. Because it requires thinking. And when you have too many things on your mind, too many things you're attached to, too many things you are scared to lose, it makes it easy to beat you because you're predictable. All I gotta know is I just got threatened this particular piece. But you know who's scary? A man that's not scared to lose anything, or a man that has nothing to lose. And so, since you plan on being somebody who's worth it down in his life, you can't be somebody that has nothing to lose because that's the early stages. As you begin to get climb the ladder, you start having things to lose, but you can't be scared to lose them because you know you can always build something back greater. And that's really the message for today. Please hit me up on I have a free consult, apexsapien.com. Check it out. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video, and then enjoy your fucking weekend, people.